He was just a boy in tattered clothes, no older than 10, moving slowly through the city's garbage dump as the morning sun rose over the horizon. His name was Armin. With a torn sack slung over his back and bare feet hardened by years of walking the scorching earth, he bent down to pick up an empty plastic bottle, examining it like a treasure. To most, it was waste, but to Armin, each bottle meant a few rupees, a little food, a little hope. His hands, small and scraped, worked with a rhythm learned from survival, not from childhood games. Armin lived in the slums with his younger sister Mina and his ailing mother. Their father had passed away in a factory accident 2 years ago. Since then, Armin had become the man of the house. Every morning before sunrise, he left their tiny one-room shanty, carefully covering his mother with a thin blanket and giving Mina a soft kiss on the forehead. He never complained. He never asked why other kids got to go to school while he dug through garbage. He just did what he had to do. This morning felt like any other. The dump was buzzing with crows and dogs fighting over scraps. The stench was overwhelming, but Armin no longer noticed it. He dug deeper into a pile, pulling out tin cans, rusted utensils, crumpled water bottles, until something strange caught his eye. It was a small, dusty metal box, hidden beneath layers of old newspapers and ash. He hesitated. It didn't look valuable, but something about it made his fingers tremble. He brushed off the dirt and pried it open. Inside, nestled among worn velvet, was an old camera. Not a phone camera, but one of those vintage ones with a leather strap and lens that twisted to focus. Armin stared at it, confused. He had seen photographers in the city before, men with shiny cameras taking pictures of weddings and events. But what would a camera be doing here, in a place that smelled of broken dreams? He almost tossed it aside, thinking it worthless. But something made him pause. Maybe it still worked. Maybe someone would buy it. He tucked it gently into his sack, treating it differently from the other trash. Later that day, after selling his collected bottles and buying a little rice for dinner, Armin brought the camera home. Mina's eyes sparkled with curiosity as he showed it to her. Their mother, weak but always alert, said quietly, "It might be a sign, Armin. Maybe this camera is meant for something bigger." That night, while Mina slept, Armin fiddled with the camera under the candlelight. It was old but still intact. The next morning, he took it to a street-side photographer named Uncle Raymond, a kind man who often gave Armin water in the summer heat. Raymond examined the camera and chuckled. "Where did you get this, boy?" "Found it in the dump," Armin replied honestly. Raymond turned the camera over in his hands, then looked at Armin with a strange smile. "This is an old Canon AE-1. Classic. She still works, I think. But you need film." "I don't have money for that," Armin said quietly. Raymond thought for a moment. "I'll give you one roll. But on one condition, you take the pictures, and show me what you see. Deal?" Armin nodded, his heart racing. He had never held anything so important, so clean, so full of potential. Over the next week, Armin carried the camera everywhere, through the alleys, the markets, the garbage dump, and the riverbank. He took photos of Mina laughing, of his mother praying, of dogs chasing shadows, of barefoot kids playing cricket in dust-filled fields. When he showed the developed photos to Raymond, the old man went silent. Each frame captured raw emotion, joy, pain, resilience. It was as if the lens had shown the world not as it was, but as Armin felt it. "These are powerful," Raymond whispered. "You have an eye, boy. A real eye." He took one photo of Mina standing under a torn umbrella, looking up with a hopeful gaze, and pinned it outside his shop. A week later, a journalist passed by, saw the photo, and asked who took it. That single question changed everything. The journalist met Armin, interviewed him, and wrote a feature article titled "Boy from the Dump with the Eye of a Dreamer." It spread quickly online. Donations came in. A local charity offered to fund his education. A photographers guild offered to teach him professionally. Months passed. Armin's life began to shift, slowly but beautifully. His mother received proper treatment, Mina started school, and Armin himself entered a program for young artists. He never stopped working hard, never forgot the dump, never forgot where he came from. But now, his sack was gone, replaced by a backpack and a purpose. Years later, Armin stood in an art gallery in the city. His photographs hung on the walls. Portraits of slum kids, moments of unspoken strength, colors of life most people ignored. People admired his work, but Armin stayed humble. He gave speeches not about his talent, but about a single camera found in a pile of garbage, and the kindness of one man who believed in a boy. And sometimes, late at night, he would return to that dump, not to search for bottles, but to remind himself of the day his life changed. The day he found something that wasn't just a camera, it was a key. A key to a door he never knew existed. Because sometimes, even in the filthiest corners of the world, fate hides beauty in broken things, waiting for someone with eyes pure enough to see it.